My dear child, an ambulance just sped into the hospital parking area. The sirens were not merely loud, they were filled with urgency, almost desperation, because within that ambulance lay not someone fighting a disease, nor someone afflicted by illness. No, it was a woman, gravely injured, unconscious, and barely clinging to life. The doctors didn't waste time asking questions. They took her in right away. But who is she? Why am I sharing her story with you? What exactly happened to her? Because if she hadn't found herself in that hospital bed today, it would have been you lying there. Yes, you. Why is that? How could this even be? All will be revealed in this message. So, let's get started. My dear child, indeed, it's true. An ambulance just rushed into the hospital's parking lot. And no, this isn't a distant occurrence. It concerns you more than you realize, for inside that ambulance was a woman. A woman you need to know about. A woman whose tale is not just tragic, it's prophetic. Yes, my dear child, because she wasn't there due to illness, sickness, or fighting a disease. No, my dear child, not this time. She was there because she was unconscious. Because she was severely injured, because she was on the brink of death. And when the doctors checked her pulse, they didn't hesitate for even a moment. They rushed her in immediately, with urgency, without asking a single question. And now, as you listen to me, she's lying on that hospital bed, battling for her life. Her breath is delicate, her body barely enduring. Machines are monitoring her every heartbeat. But before you inquire, Lord, who is she? Let me share something crucial that you need to understand first. Because, my dear child, if she hadn't ended up in that hospital bed today, it would have been you. Yes, you. You would have been the one lying there, breathless and broken. Now I sense your heart asking, but why, Lord? Who is this woman? What happened to her, and what does this signify for me? And I assure you, child, I will answer everything, every last detail. Nothing will be concealed. So, if you are prepared to uncover the complete truth, spare me the next 8 minutes of your time, as what I am about to disclose will transform your perspective entirely. Now, let us commence, my dear child. To share the entire truth, I need to take you back a few hours, for that is where it all started. Indeed, my child. This story began the instant she exited her home. She grasped the keys in her hand, secured the door behind her, and made her way to her car parked outside. She ignited the engine, but rather than taking the main road, the familiar path she always followed, she opted for a shortcut today. You might wonder why. The reason is that the main road was congested. She had an important destination to reach, somewhere distant. She was determined not to be late. Thus, she drove for hours, passing by landmarks, leaving the city behind until she finally arrived at the outskirts. Yes, my child, the farthest edge of the city. Upon her arrival, someone was already there waiting, but not a friend, nor a familiar face. No, this was an individual she had never encountered in person. Their communication had been limited to a few brief phone conversations. Just a handful of words exchanged, nothing more. Therefore, there were no greetings, no warm welcomes, no casual chit-chat. She simply reached into her purse, glanced around as if ensuring no one was observing, and then retrieved a thick bundle of cash. Yes, my child. Cold, hard cash. She handed it over, and the other person counted it slowly, methodically, without haste, and without a smile. Once they were satisfied, they approached their car, opened the trunk, and extracted a plant. Yes, a plant, but not just any plant, not an ordinary leaf, for only a fool would part with that amount of money for something so common. So now I pose a question to you. What kind of plant was this? And what was her reason for purchasing it? The truth will not only astonish you, it will linger in your mind. So if you are prepared for the final revelation, if you are ready to discover how this plant led her to that hospital bed, grant me just a few more minutes. Let us begin. My child, that plant she acquired was not merely a decoration. It was not a gift from nature. It was a weapon, silent, lethal, and nearly undetectable in its operation. For once this poison made contact with a soul, there would be no evidence, no scent, no hue, no proof, only anguish and questions that remained unanswered. The stranger cautioned her, "Use it tonight or it's worthless," and she nodded as if taking a life was as simple as following a recipe. She didn't flinch. She didn't waver. She merely turned and drove away. But she wasn't just carrying her purse. She was clutching a plan. A dark one, forged in secrecy. Driven by fury, nourished by envy. Her fingers gripped that bag as if it contained treasure. Yet, in reality, it held suffering. And with every mile she traveled, her mind rehearsed the conclusion. Various locations, different times, various tricks to ensure it appeared as if nothing had ever occurred. But my child, in every iteration of the plan she envisioned, one element remained constant. It was your face. Yes, you, lying still and lifeless, because you were the target, and she had resolved to act. But I am the Lord, and I perceive what man attempts to conceal. Psalm 94:11 states, "The Lord knows the thoughts of man, that they are but a breath." And my child, although you witnessed nothing, her thoughts had already transitioned from desire to decision, from hatred to action. Had she returned home that night, the poison would have infiltrated your world, your body, your narrative. But she never made it, for what transpired midway altered everything. And that, my child, is what I will unveil next. My child, she was merely minutes away. Minutes from the point where city lights faded and shadows enveloped her. The road had constricted. The air became still. No voices, no signs, just the hum of her engine and the burden of her mission. But then, from that profound, airy silence, it occurred. A colossal vehicle, larger than hers, faster than her eyes could comprehend, barreled directly into her path. No warning, no mercy, no time. The collision was brutal. Steel crashed. Glass shattered. Shards soared through the air like furious angels crashing down in a frenzied ballet. Her car whirled uncontrollably like a child's toy. A powerless object caught in the clutches of a tempest. Then it collided with the earth. Motionless, trapped within that mangled debris. The toxic plant remained ensnared, still whole, still lethal, yet its purpose was suspended. Its mission interrupted by a force more powerful than her own. She lay shattered, her eyes barely open, breathing slowly, each breath shallow, each inhale agonizing. Yet those were the very breaths she wished you would never take. Because just hours earlier, she had plotted for your lungs to seize, your story to conclude, your body to absorb the poison now rendered useless beside her. But now I ask you, my child, was that crash merely an accident? Was it mere chance? Was it destiny? Or was it something more profound? Something divine? Because where she perceived a shortcut, I recognized a setup. Where she believed she was in command, I was already 3 steps ahead. Now, the question you must ponder isn't what transpired, but who orchestrated it. And that is precisely what I am about to unveil next. Now, my child, was it mere coincidence? Was it karma? Or was it my divine intervention that halted her? I'll allow your heart to decide. Because some questions are best answered in silence. But here's the crux of the matter. Her mission was thwarted. The poison never touched a soul, never reached its target, never infiltrated your life. The threat was severed at the root, obliterated before it ever saw the light of day. And you are safe tonight, but not because the world is kind. Not because evil surrendered, not because she had a change of heart. You are safe because the narrative shifted just before it reached you. Yes, my child. Psalm 121:7 states, "The Lord shall preserve you from all evil. He shall preserve your soul." And tonight that promise was realized. So embrace this moment not just as relief. Embrace it as a reminder that even while you rest, I do not. That while foes may murmur in the shadows, their schemes are never concealed from me. Because I perceive what you cannot. I hear what you will never hear. And I act before danger ever reaches your home. Sometimes the path they take to ruin you becomes the very path they never return from. Sometimes the steps they believe are hidden are illuminated by my justice. And tonight, my child, that is precisely what occurred. So do not rest in fear, but in the tranquility that comes from knowing you belong to me. And what belongs to me will always be safeguarded. Let's start anew from a place of security. From a narrative that now continues with you still alive, still chosen, still present, my child. But here's what you must grasp. The Father is saying, just trust me. This next move will be entirely my doing. Not partially my doing with your help. Not mostly my doing with your input, but wholly, completely, supernaturally my doing. Your hands off. My hands on. Here's your liberation from the weight of trying to make things happen. No need to manipulate. God is suddenly executing that significant move you've been praying and waiting for. Cease scheming. Cease striving. Cease strategizing. The very thing you've been pleading with me for. Losing sleep over. Exhausting yourself trying to orchestrate. I'm about to deliver it with such sudden force that you'll know without a doubt. It was my doing. The waiting room is about to clear. Your name is being called. Your breakthrough is entering through the door right now. Prepare yourself. Everything changes toward. My child, in this moment when you feel unseen by the world, forgotten by those you've assisted, and overwhelmed by your circumstances, let me speak directly to your weary heart. I see what you are enduring. Every sleepless night, grappling with issues that seem too immense for your strength. Every morning you rise hoping for change, only to find the same mountains still blocking your way. Every moment of quiet desperation when you question if anyone notices your struggle. I see it all. Your words have not gone unheard. I have listened to your prayers. Not only the formal words you utter with reverence, but also the desperate pleas you murmur in traffic. The silent requests you send up while figuring that everything is all right. The candid discussions we share at 3 a.m. when sleep eludes you. I've been observing your beautiful, generous spirit, and I understand how deeply you wish to assist others. Yet, when you find yourself in need, help is nowhere to be found. You give your last dollar to someone who needs it, then worry about your own expenses. You provide a shoulder for others to lean on, only to cry in solitude. You uplift everyone around you while grappling with discouragement in silence. This pains me, not because I lack the ability to assist, but because you've been seeking help in all the wrong places. People will let you down. Systems will fail you. Situations will overwhelm you. But here's what remains constant. I want you to keep doing good. Don't allow the absence of reciprocity to harden your heart. Don't let disappointment in others rob you of your compassion. Don't let temporary hardships overshadow your eternal purpose. Your kindness is not a sign of weakness, it reflects my nature within you. Hold on to this truth when loneliness tries to persuade you that you are alone. I am your help. Not eventually, not conditionally, not partially, but wholly, immediately, and powerfully. I am your provider when resources are scarce. Your strength when energy wanes. Your hope when situations appear bleak. Cling to this promise when everything seems insurmountable. Your breakthrough is on the horizon. Not just any breakthrough, but a specific, tailored, perfectly timed miracle that will address every area of your struggle. The very individuals who overlooked you will witness your vindication. The very challenges that seemed unchangeable will transform into testimonies of my power. Your time of carrying everyone else is coming to a close. Your time of being supported begins now. My beloved, I see you at this crossroads, tempted to retreat to what feels familiar, what seems safer, what appears easier. But listen to me carefully at this pivotal moment. Do not retreat. Not a single step, not a single thought, nor any decision that leads you back to what I have already freed you from. Acknowledge the tactics being employed against you. This is precisely what the adversary desires. He understands that your advancement frightens him, that your growth endangers his schemes, and that your success unravels his deceptions. Thus, he softly suggests enticing memories of the past and sows seeds of uncertainty regarding the future.